the F1 app has now been updated to bring the same functionality that is on iPads and computers and on some TVs, where you can have multi-view with the most recent update. This is the old setup, the old version, where you would just switch between the driver feeds or the commentary feeds, and as soon as you hit the driver you want, the audio would switch. And I like that about the old setup. I like that about this version pre-update, because you didn't have to rifle through the menu to change the audio. With the update, you can watch, just like on your tablet, you can watch up to 4 different feeds on the screen. And you do that by tapping the screen and then this little menu icon to the right. And then you select up to 4 different screens that you want to see. And then you would press that arrow and it maximizes the screen to what you want. Now, I don't know if that's useful for a small screen like this, because there's just too much going on this tiny screen, but it's there. So if you're in a place and you don't have a large screen, it's better than nothing, for sure. And you can always rewind at any point in the race to go back and watch the driver's view of things. All right, the problem I have with this, and it still remains, is that the audio does not follow the video. So right now the main audio would be what I started the app with, and then I'd have to go into settings, and then the audio option pops up. And that's the next problem with this, is that whichever audio you've selected, there's no icon on any of the feeds to tell you which one you're listening to. So if, for example, it's not the international commentary, or it's a different driver cam, then you won't know unless the driver starts speaking. And the good thing is they've seemed to fix the audio lag. So sometimes you'd switch between the audio feeds, and there would be a lag between the feed and the actual audio. That has now been fixed, at least with my experience last week, which is fantastic. But I still think the best way to enjoy this multi-view function is through a tablet, at a minimum, iPad that is. At least I don't know if it works with Android just yet. Or with your laptop. Best yet, to connect any one of these devices to a big screen TV. I think that's the best option. But the good thing is you don't have to use it. So if you want to get rid of it, you press the icon again. And whichever drivers are on the screen or feed is on the screen, there's a little minus sign next to it. You can just take it off. And then press the arrow again. And now you're left with just one feed, which is good. And let's say you want to switch between feeds, as in switch which feed is on the main screen, right? Let me just get that to switch and then take that out. All right, so let's say I wanted to switch to put this driver on the main feed right here. I would tap the icon, highlight the driver, then tap the main feed. And then that would switch the feeds from the smaller screen to the larger screen, right? And you could do the same thing with the smaller screen. So you want to move this driver to the bottom, highlight that one, tap the part of the screen you want it to go to. I think it's fantastic. And you can force it to delete feeds too by switching between these icons. Right, so you can only go down. To add more drivers, you have to go in here and tap it. But you can downsize the number of feeds by pressing that, cycling down to these options, right? I think it's fantastic. I think it's worth the price. It's cheap, way cheaper than going to a live race. I don't think the experience is better, but I much prefer this because I can't always afford to fly there. Someone might ask, can you watch older races in this format? No, because it wasn't filmed that way. So only 2025 onwards gives you this option. They'd have to capture all the audio, all the feeds at the same time. Can they do it retroactively? Yes. Would anybody watch it? I don't know. I think this is best enjoyed maybe after the fact, or maybe live. Not even sure if anybody's gonna go back and watch multicam feed on a replay. That's usually best enjoyed live, I think. You can go back and watch one particular driver feed, but in any case, I always enjoy this. I have it on my phone at a minimum with one screen and another one in the corner. But if I'm going to use multicam, I have it on my TV, or I still use a second device to watch it.